Hi, I'm Barrie Lynn, the Cheese Impresario. Welcome to Cheese Rules. Ed Hamilton, the Ministry of Rum, my good buddy, welcome.
Good to be here, B.O.
Glad to do some pairings with you with these great rums. And what are you making today?
Well, the first drink of the day in Martinique is a tea punch. Tea punch is a simple little drink. It's a petite punch, but in the Creole vernacular, we call it a tea.
T-I apostrophe and then
Punch.
punch.
And the West Indies, the word punch comes from the Hindustani word paunch. And in the West Indies, we don't have nursery rhymes like this little piggy. We have 1 a sour, 2 a sweet, 3 a strong, 4 a weak, add some spice, make it nice, and that's a West Indian rum punch. But the French, being French, do everything a little differently. So they just have a simple little punch, a petite punch. It's just 3 little ingredients. This is the most popular drink in Martinique. I start by slicing a piece of lime off the side of the lime, and as opposed to a wedge. If I use a wedge, it'll get bitter. And then I use a little bit of sugarcane syrup. You can see this is quite thick, and about that much. A quarter of a teaspoon, according to some bartenders.
You just need a little.
Just a little bit. Now we don't want to cover up the rum. We just want a little bit of lime, a little bit of sugar to complement the rum, not to cover it up. And then we're using white rum from Martinique. This is from one of the last family-owned producers in Martinique, Nissan. This is made from fresh sugarcane juice. And unlike most other white rums, this rum is not aged. It's distilled to about 75% alcohol, and then it's bottled at 100 proof.
I love this stuff.
So you saw me, I'm not a magician. I don't have any things up my arms or sleeves. That's a 100 proof cocktail. So we're gonna stir it up here with a swizzle stick. This is a naturally grown stick. It grows in trees in Martinique, certain species of tree. And then put a little bit of ice in it here. Everybody in Martinique drinks this. In fact, if you go to a restaurant, you'll see rum punch. This is what you would be served. But you can't enjoy a good cocktail without something to eat.
I totally
agree. You have
agree.
to eat when you're drinking. So what do you recommend?
Well, let's have some cheese, of course. With this beautiful agricole rum, I chose a goat cheese, a fresh chevre. I like to make a sweet bridge between the tanginess of the goat cheese, even if it's fresh, particularly with the lighter of the agricole rums, and drizzle it, with a little bit of your sugarcane syrup, and then take a little piece of bread, put that right on there for you, and then we'll pair it with our cocktail. So I'd like to see what happens to you. The sweetness of your syrup really does roll in. Well, do you want to move on to the next pairing?
Yes. So what do you recommend next?
Okay, what's next is we're going to do a cow's milk cheese now. This is the Raspberry Bellavitano by the Sartori Family. It's soaked in raspberry ale. It's a cow's milk cheese that's very nutty and creamy. It's a little hard, it's like semi-hard, but I love it with the rind, with this tea punch. The lime sort of brings up the fruitiness of it. The meatiness of the cow's milk just sort of puts a little placemat almost for the rum to come up. So see what happens to you. I'm going to share it too.
So you recommend eating the rind first?
Yeah, I do, because it's just so fantastic. Might as well go all the way.
Once again, that is delicious.
Thank you.
But fresh ingredients make the best cocktails, make the best food.
So Ed, the tea punch is your first drink of the day. What do you do at the end of the day?
Well, at the end of the day, I prefer an aged rum. Now, there are a lot of good molasses-based rums, but I'm a little bit spoiled. And from Martinique comes a rum that's aged in cognac barrels, and then it goes into used bourbon and whiskey cask, and then it goes back into cognac barrels. It has a tremendous complexity and depth of character and balance. I really like it. Let me share a little bit of this with you.
I love it.
Tell me what you think of this.
Thank you.
I really like this glass. I'll show you why. Big wide mouth glass. You can tip it on its side and smell from the top to the bottom and really appreciate the complexity of the spirit. And you get different aromas from the top to the bottom. Now, if you're using a little glass with a nice little chimney, you don't get any of it. So this is Martinique's Nissan Reserve Special. What would you pair with this?
Well, I chose the espresso. This is Italian espresso coated Bellavitano. Smell this. Smell this. You can almost even through your nose see that they would work together because it's got the depth and spices that bring out the light spice, but I'm also getting a lot of greenness in my nose from this, kind of like running through the cane fields.
So you recommend eating the rind on this one?
Well, this
or
is one of these little sliver kind of things, just a little piece. So I would take a little bite of the paste first, because the espresso flavor goes into this cheese.
Okay.
It's not just lives on the rind. So we can take a little bite first, try it with the rum.
I'm gonna have to get another bottle of rum. That's wonderful.
Thank you. And then I like to take just a little bit of this rind.
Not espresso. Oh, that's nice.
It brings out more sweet qualities in the rum to me too.
Yeah, and a lot more complexity.
Totally.
Well,
Here we go. We've paired rum from Martinique, agricole rum, with my good friend Ed Hamilton from the Ministry of Rum, with fabulous cheese. Enjoy.